Yo, this is Beast. Quick video on everything that's been said, shown, all of that from one side, and then just to speak upon my side of the story between EBS, some little bit before, some little bit after. Let's just get straight into it. So from my side, and I'm sure this wasn't said, before I called out Eyes in the actual battle, we talked during the pre-selection. So I went up to him, tapped him by the shoulder, and I was like, "What's up, man?" And he was like, "What's up?" I was like, "It's good to see you." He said, "It's good to see you too." And I was like, "How you feeling?" He was like, "I'm feeling a lot." And I was like, "Okay, you're busy. I'm sure people are gonna come up to you and stuff like that. But yeah, would love to chop it up with you and everything." So he said, "You go into the bully grounds?" I said, "Yeah, let's handle everything there." He said, "Okay, I'll look for you there." I said, "All right, cool." He even said what's up to his wife. It's been a minute. Got my coffee. Boom, boom, boom. And everyone knew what was gonna happen. So when we got there, like 5 minutes before we got there, people was blowing up my phone like, "Oh, Eyes is looking for news." But everyone knew that me and him were supposed to battle. He even told Rex before I even talked to him that, I'm gonna have to get off on your mans, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, okay, I heard that. Went, talked to him, boom, boom, ready. So yeah, so then as I heard that he wanted to battle news, I was like, well, this is typical Eyes stuff. He battles like a whole country, which, yeah, I've seen for many years. So I went up to him and I said, "Oh, are you gonna battle news and me?" And he looked at me like, "What? Battle?" And then he was like, just get out my face. So I was like, "What the heck?" So maybe there was some miscommunication there, but at the end of the day, if you're making tracks about me, saying lines like, what's a beast gonna do when Jesus comes back? What's a beast when you see Jesus come? Slipped in your podcast, dummy.
If it was up to me, I would have been slid in your podcast, dummy.
You run things like deep, something about Sebastian, like a like a Little Mermaid reference.
You're straight and deep like Sebastian. This not your passion. You just like the hype and the praise.
And I know how Eyes moves, especially like when someone goes on top of the KRUMP game, because that track was released after the EBS rankings last year, and then I became number 1 in February, I believe, and I got a call. The track was out like the next day saying, "Hey, there's a diss track about you," and I already knew it because I was like, you know what? And this is one thing that I want to address. When I was under Eyes, I wasn't a yes man. I was always one that was like, "Hey, why is this happening in the fam? In the movement, all that." So I wasn't one that's like super behind him. Yes, like as a little homie, like at the end of the day, his word is whatever it is. As a little homie and as a big homie, of course I'll still have that conversation with him. I disagree, but at the end of the day, on some soldier type of stuff, I will follow you until the wheels fall off. Even if I think you're wrong or all that, I still always had those conversations with him. If I see something wrong, even if it's fam up all day, I will still say it. Then like, all right, well, let's battle. Let's this, let's that. That's why I was never a beefy krumper, because I was never a beefy person to begin with, especially if it's stuff that for me, it wasn't that serious. Okay, so just to put that out, I know there's talks like, oh, why all of us? It wasn't all of a sudden. These things has been happening a lot behind the scenes, behind all that. You could ask old fan members, maybe some of the new fan members, just how I am. Yes, I could be seen as like this goody two shoes, whatever you guys call me, but also I also speak up when it needs to be like talked about. Yeah. So then, yeah, we battled, and that's just my whole thing of battling, is that where I came from, I came to battle to make things better, to amend things, or even just to be cordial, because that's where we come from, but also that's what was taught to me by him, which is if you have beef with somebody, battle it out, and talk it out. So I was like, okay, we're gonna talk crazy, do crazy stuff during the battle. That's the beauty of KRUMP. And then as you guys see after, I still had the same energy where it's like, I got mad love for him and what he does and who he is in the movement, but I disagree on a lot of the things with who he's around, when it deals with that stuff, with the cult stuff, with the 7M stuff and all of that. But then also for me, I could be wrong, but what I was taught from him was not to come back to KRUMP on a backdoor type of situation. Like you left the movement, and we wish we had like the screenshots or the messages that like, oh, KRUMP is your guys's, you guys are this, you guys like just downplaying on KRUMP, and then out of nowhere you're coming back to not just like come back, but it just seems like come back way farther, not at home. Your first appearance was somewhere else, not in the US. And that's just where it was just kind of weird to me. So for me, being in my position, or just me being a buck individual, and I had this opportunity to go to EBS, of course, like I said, I'm going to do something, I'm going to say something, but my energy wasn't on some erase him and like, go away forever. It's like, yo, there's things that needs to be addressed, and also we have a gift to do it in a KRUMP way, and to make art out of it. So for me, it's like, yeah, one of my favorite battles, because I love battling Eyes. He's still to me like the GOAT, and it's still very fun to be in the battlefield with him. I'm still a KRUMP head first, okay? And just to end this off, talking about the battle, and I've seen some of the clips that you're talking about. I'm off beat, boom, boom. It's all good, because there's videos of you saying I'm the best. There's videos of you saying that, like, you even told me yourself before we had this thing that there's no one that could be able to judge me because I'm so advanced, and I've learned so much from you and so much from Miho and all that. And everyone knows that footage of you saying I'm dropping Miho and Ches knowledge. And also I'm learning other art forms, other dance styles, to where my knowledge is even greater. But that's your opinion. I'm not even going to talk about who won or lost the battle, but I will leave it to you guys, with the viewers, if by his standard, the 7 standards: get off, timing, traveling, combo, what else is it, musicality, kill off, and character. I think, I hope I didn't repeat myself, but in those things, and let's judge it off of that. For me, I just think your KRUMP energy was amazing, but there wasn't clear concepts, there wasn't a clear character, there wasn't, I'm just saying. But that's just the subjective part about this, which I don't even really care about. But I will throw some, some facts that maybe you guys have not heard, or that you haven't heard yourself, Eyes, that a lot of the OGs have said that I've won, and including Miho, including some other OGs and stuff, and even people that have studied the game. But I will see you soon at a fusion, so if you have a problem with that, then we could run it again. And that's just, for me, what I thought was just gonna happen. We could just run it as many times as we need to, if we have this beef, because we always use KRUMP to like have that middle ground. If we couldn't talk with our words, then let's just talk with our dance. For me, it's not about winning or losing, or who's the best or who's that. It's just, I have an issue with you. We have the gift of KRUMP, and not like fighting each other or all that. We have this art form that could like transcend beyond this battle. I just feel like a bunch of rules that are made are not accountable for you, if that makes sense, for Eyes. Like, oh, the no touching thing. So if you're saying no touching, you touch me 80% of the battle. So what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? But I get, you could do whatever you want. You could, like, say whatever you want, because that's part of the art form of the subjective part. Some people like the touching, some people don't. Some people count it as this. It doesn't matter. For me, I'm always with it, and my energy is just still the same. I just want to share with you guys another perspective of what happened. And even after the battle, the day after, me and Bruiser were trying to look for his camera and we were in the green room, and Eyes was there sitting down, and I put my hand on his shoulder thinking we was cool because I popped up to his workshop, and Wave was happy. Yeah, like, this is what I'm talking about, brotherhood. And I said, yeah, bro, what do you think like this KRUMP thing is, where I grew up in? So I showed up to his workshop, front row, ready to hear any type of like, slights or whatever, which again is such a Eyes thing, which it's okay. All right, but yeah, put his hand on his shoulder. He just looked at me and said, "Tss." And I was just like, all right, bet. Like, I'm still trying to keep a conversation going, but if that's just not what it is, then I was mistaken, because that's just what we grew up on. If I got beef with you, we use this art form to help filter out a lot of our feelings, and then we talk it out. We don't gotta be best friends. I ain't trying to be under you, work with you, whatever. It's just that at the end of the day, we're gonna see each other a lot. We're gonna be putting into this movement a lot, because a lot of people follow you, follow me, and follow the people that we mess with. And at the end of the day, like I said last year, there is time and space for everybody. And even biblically, that the harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. So I'm gonna just leave it with that. So appreciate y'all. If y'all heard this throughout the video, give us a thumbs up at the comments, just so we can know that you made it past. And just, yeah, love y'all. Peace out.
Yeah.